So as we roll into June here, the longest and hottest days of summer are just on the horizon. And what that means for our tomatoes is that they are about to put on a big growth spurt. And with the right trellising structures in place, that can result in tons and tons of tomatoes coming off the plant for you. So today I want to walk you through 2 trellising setups that work for any growing environment. And so as we get started here, if you do have any questions on trellising or anything else, feel free to just leave those down in the comments and you're gonna get a response from me within 24 hours because I start every one of my days having a cup of coffee and answering every question that we get on YouTube there. So now when it comes to trellising tomatoes, the really critical piece of information that we need to know in order to know which trellis we're going to use is whether it is a determinate tomato or an indeterminate tomato. And so a determinate tomato is going to grow for a determined number of days. And at the end of those days, it's not going to put out any more new growth. But an indeterminate tomato, it is going to keep on growing until the conditions of the environment that it is in are no longer favorable, such as the cold of fall arriving. And so to figure out which one you're growing, check the website that you might have purchased the seeds from or the seed packet for the type of seeds that you started. Or if you bought it as a seedling, check the little seedling tag that would have come with it. And so we're gonna get started with the determinate variety. And the trellising structure that you would use for determinate tomatoes is simply a tomato cage like this one right here. And so all that you need to do is basically just pop your tomato into its grow bag, container, or raised bed that you're growing it in. And then simply pop the tomato cage around it, putting it into the soil so that's nice and secure in there with the tomato in the middle. And so the reason why a simple tomato cage like this works for determinates is because, again, they're growing for a determined number of days. And after that point in time, they're not going to put out any more vertical growth. And that's usually somewhere between 3 to 5 feet in total. So with this cage here, that's more than enough to give it the support that it needs. And if you are growing a determinate tomato, I'd encourage you to leave all of the suckers on there, not prune the plant at all, as that will allow you to get as much fruit as possible out of it in its determined cycle. Now, with that being said, the vast majority of the tomatoes that I see folks growing are indeterminate varieties. And these are going to keep on growing as tall as they can until the conditions no longer allow them to. And so because of that, we need a much different trellising structure that's going to allow them to grow tall and vertical. And so what I want to walk through now is step by step how to build a trellis structure for an indeterminate tomato. And so for this new bed that I've just built right here, I'm going to have tomatoes planted and growing at the back of this bed. And therefore I need a trellis structure that's going to sit right above them and allow them as a vine to grow up it. So the first thing that I need to do is measure the inside width of this bed. And then I'm going to head over to the garage and cut a piece of wood to that 32.5-inch length. And so for this trellis, I'm going with 2x4s, but you could totally go with 2x2s if you wanted. Alrighty, so with that cut, I'm now going to connect this to 2 8-foot 2x4s. And so to do that, all that I'm going to do is pre-drill 2 holes for screws that are going to go on the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop the 2 screws into there to connect it. And I'm going to do that on the following side. And then on the inside, I'm going to grab a little L brace and I'm just going to connect that using 4 screws on each side. Alrighty, so we got it all put together here. And the last thing I'm going to do in the garage before taking it out to the garden is that I want 6.5 feet of it above the soil level. And what that means is that the remainder of it I want buried into the garden. And so what I'm going to do is from the top, I'm going to measure down 6.5 feet or 78 inches. And that's where I'm going to make a tick mark so that I can then line that up with the top of the garden bed when we move it out there. Speaking of, let's head out to the garden to start assembling it all. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is make a tick mark 6 inches into the wood on the side. And this is going to allow me to line up both of the sides so they're both sitting 6 inches into the bed. And next, I'm going to dig a bunch of the soil out of the way here so that we can get the trellis into the bed. But remember, I'm going to go even deeper, about 6 to 9 inches, so that we can sink more of the trellis into the bed, so that only 6.5 feet of it are standing up above the surface. And then as I start to put it in there, what I'm trying to do is line up both of the sides with those 6-inch tick marks that I made, and then also make sure that the tick mark on the trellis is lined up with the top of the garden bed so that it's standing 6.5 feet above the surface. And in the Book of Jord, that's what we call close-ish. And then I'm just going to drop 3 screws into each side to secure it to the garden bed. And with those screws in, I can now just backfill with soil to get it nice and secure. Alrighty, so you could put some cross braces on here to make it even more secure, but I'm confident that it's going to be solid as it is. However, you never know. We might see it in the garden flops and garden fails video at the end of the season, so we'll have to see. So the last question is, how do we now connect the tomatoes to this trellis? And so I'm going to first transplant them in, and I always do that utilizing 1 handful of worm castings and 1 tablespoon of our 444 superfood, both in the transplant hole as well as at the base of the plant as a top dressing. Now, once I have it in there, it's over to my favorite tool for trellising, and that is yarn. So I'm going to tie a loop around the bottom of the tomato plant, and then I'm going to go all the way to the top of the trellis and tie a loop around the top of the trellis so that the yarn is connected to the plant and the top of the trellis. And so now with our tomatoes in connected to the top of the trellis, the beauty of this is that the tomato, because it's a vine, is going to put all of its growth out the top of the plant. And all you need to do is just grab the plant and weave it through the yarn. And as it grows, it's just going to stay 100% vertical, going straight up the yarn. And this is exactly what I've done in the past seasons. And folks, before you know it, it is going to be jam-packed with tomatoes for you to be enjoying in your meals, preserving, all of that good stuff. So folks, I know that this is going to work super, super well for you. And the beauty of it is that you could go more narrow and do it over a grow bag, or you could go much wider like I did last year and fill up a whole bed with tomatoes. All that you need to be doing is adjusting the width and the length of the wood, and you'll be all set to grow amazing tomatoes this season. That's all for today here, folks, but if you do have any questions, go ahead, leave those down in the comments. If you've enjoyed the video, I'd absolutely love it if you subscribe to our channel here, because we put out new videos just like this one every single week. Other than that, go get those hands dirty, and I'll catch you soon.